Good afternoon, my lovelies. This morning was easy like Sunday morning. Hey, we took it slow and we thank God for the beautiful and nourishing rain here in Josie. So, it's important to be very clear about your decisions in life because your decisions will determine your destiny. So, do not take decision making lightly because for every decision that you make, you have to live with the consequences of that decision. There is a law that I learned when we were doing physics. It wasn't really my best class, but I really loved learning about the equations because the equations reminds me of life's laws, right? So Newton's third law of motion is the one that grabbed me that said that for every action there is an opposite, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So what does that mean? Well, from a universal and spiritual point of view, it also goes along with the law that says you reap what you sow. So it's very important that the decisions that you make are aligned to where you want to see yourself in the future. They need to be aligned with where you want to go. So often we get wrapped up in the opinions of others, in the advice of others, that, as I said before, that we don't listen to our own voice and we end up making decisions that are not really ours, that are not in our best interest. And, later on in life, we find that the consequences of those decisions then trip us up, right? So you see this a lot, like even for us ladies, when we grow up, especially in our 20s, we experience this peer pressure of seeing other flowers like us progressing in life, getting married. And once you start feeling that pressure, sometimes you make decisions that are not aligned with what you want to achieve, with what you want to, your vision that you have for yourself in life. And then you'll meet a guy and you know this person is not right for you, but because you are feeling the pressure, and because you are listening to outside voices instead of your own, then you go into a relationship with this person knowing that they were not right. And after that decision making, maybe you have a child with this person, or you get married to this person. And later on, then you start suffering the consequences of a decision that was not right for you. And you are stuck in a situation where you are even stuck with this person because you have a child with them, and or maybe you find out that the person is abusive, or you've inherited debts from the person, and it's not the only situation, but there are situations where you find yourself in a place where you've not really considered the consequences of your decision. So don't take decision making lightly. It also goes to the people you hang out with. You need to be very clear around the type of people that you hang out with. Are these people the type of people that are going to build your life, or are they the type of people that are going to get you into trouble and take away from your life? And remember that there are situations where even when you are not making a decision and you are going along with things as they are, recognize that even in those instances, you are still making a decision. By making a decision not to make a decision about a situation or about a certain person, you have made the decision. And the consequences that come out of that non decision making will also be yours. All right. So when it comes to decision making, be careful, be wise. Use all your intelligences, whether it's spiritual, emotional intelligence, intellectual intelligence. Use those intuitions, your instincts, your discernment. Whether you take advice from other people or seek mentors, coaches, or people in your circle of influence, your circle of trust. Yes, that is still possible. But at the end of the day, when you make a decision, it is yours. Even if you had a conference call and you consulted all and sundry, at the end of the day, it still needs to be taken by you. So be clear that when you make a decision, that it's going to be to your benefit, number one, and number two, that you are going to be able to live with the consequences of that decision. All right, stay wise.